hey, so I have an idea. Let's make a movie that's a sequel to a movie that came out 10 years ago, starring none of the same people, a new director, and it has nothing to do with the original movie. Right, Strangers Prey at Night. It is directed by Johannes Roberts, the mastermind behind 47 Meters Down. And it also stars Christina Hendricks, as well as Bailey Madison, Martin Henderson, and Lewis Pullman. Sorry, I had to look at my notes there, because I don't want to memorize that, because really I didn't care a lot about this movie. So like I said earlier, Prey at Night is the sequel to the 2008 movie Strangers, which was a movie about people breaking into this couple's house, and people end up dying. This movie, the only real similarity is the fact that the people that break into this house are the same people, I guess. I don't know, it's weird. But it follows this family who decides to visit a trailer park, and people start dying, and we get an hour and a half of a mediocre slasher film. So I will say there is some fun to be had with this movie, I guess. It's competently directed and competently acted. I won't say anything is really stunning or incredible, but I mean, everybody does their job, and I mean, with what they're given, it's alright. But what really sucks is the fact that there's actually a couple of moments, a couple of glimpses, I guess, of a really good movie. There are a couple of scenes that were like, wow, that was actually pretty cool. Particularly one scene involving a swimming pool that I thought was beautifully shot, really well directed. But it lasts all of maybe 5 minutes, and then it's over, and then we're just kind of back to whatever the rest of the movie is. And then I do have to give it to the director here. There is some decent tension throughout the movie. I don't think it's the tension that he necessarily wanted, because I never felt scared. There was never a moment where I wanted to look away from the screen. It was all just... It was more kind of a creepy atmosphere, more than oh, I'm terrified, I want to get out of here type thing. But again, it's March, and it's a horror movie. It felt pretty low budget, so you can't really expect a whole lot from it. Now, I could list off a ton of things that are just wrong and bad with this movie, but I mean, it would get nitpicky, and I'll just share with you the stuff that is kind of a deal breaker. First and foremost, the characters are stupid. We're talking this is a remake almost of the 1970s classic Halloween, to the point where all the characters are making the same stupid mistakes. There's so many times throughout the movie where it's dude, pull the trigger. You have a key out of this situation. Just do it. Why are you not taking advantage of what you have? This is stupid. You know, there are those horror movies where people are making stupid decisions, but you're still kind of rooting for them. This movie sets up characters in a way that you just kind of hate them. The first 20 minutes is all just backstory. You're trying to care about these characters, and then once they start dropping, it's I don't really care. I was more interested to see who was killed next than I was rooting for him to get out of a situation. And speaking of the deaths in this movie, they were boring. Very, very boring. I think every single person in this film was killed by either a knife or a gun. It's the two most basic horror slasher movie things. There was no creativity in the kills. There was, once a character died, it was oh, okay. See what the other guys are doing then, I guess. Now, the final thing that I'll say about this is the ending of this movie is garbage. It's almost like two little kids playing with their toys, and one of is oh, I did this, you should be dead now, and the other kid's nah, I went around and I dodged it, so now I'm gonna kill you, and then the other kid's nah, I'm gonna do this, and it's just somebody die, please. This is getting so annoying, and there are so many parts in that ending sequence where it's No human being could have gotten out of that situation. But they did. So yeah, needless to say, I was not very impressed with the final product of this movie. Wasn't terrible, but eh. Well guys, The Strangers Prey at Night. It's a movie. It's a horror movie. It's all you need to know about it, because really I didn't care. Sorry to say it, but I didn't. I mean, I wasn't angry at the end of it, but it was pretty boring. It was generic. It was kind of bland. There were a couple of redeeming qualities of it, but I just didn't care at the end. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. So guys, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like what you had to see, and dislike and comment if you disagreed with what I had to say. We really appreciate all the support and love to hear what you guys have to say. Thanks, guys.